My name is Tom Decker. I live in New Brighton, Pennsylvania. So I didn't have a college deferment like, other people did. I decided to join. I was working in radio at the time. I was a DJ. And I decided to join and sign up for journalism, military journalism. When I was in the 4th Infantry Division, we published a newspaper. And when I transferred down to Nha Trang, I was assigned to the 1st Field Force. I was a photographer and a journalist. I met a photographer for the AP. At that time, I was, for some reason, I was down in Pleiku, in the city of Pleiku. They had a base there, the Army did, or MACV, for journalists. It was a place for them to, do their stories and place to stay at night. And I was down there, a friend and I were down there for some reason. Well, I don't remember the reason we were there. But I got a phone call from our base back at Dragon Mountain, and he told me to tell this photographer, Kayushi Sawada, I remember him, that he had won the Pulitzer Prize for photography, and I went and told him. And it was for the photograph of a Vietnamese woman and her 2 children, and they're swimming across a stream to escape the Viet Cong. And I told him that, you won the Pulitzer Prize for photography. And he just went, wow. And wasn't several months later, he was killed over there, taking photography, taking a picture. A lot of people think that you were a photographer, you had it easy, but you were never safe in a situation like that, People don't stop and think how many, particularly civilian journalists, have been killed in wartime, covering stories, photographers, writers, journalists. Ernie Pyle's a good example of people that were killed over. And during the Vietnam Tet Offensive, to backtrack here, there was a photographer. He was in the Signal Corps. He wasn't attached to my unit, but he worked with us sometimes. And he was stationed out at Camp McDermott. That's where his unit was. And he volunteered to go out and take photographs. And he literally died in the arms of another photographer. And another guy, when I was in the 4th Infantry Division, he was a journalist, and he had only been in country about a month, maybe a month and a half at the most. And he was out on a convoy, doing a story in a convoy, and the vehicle he was in hit a landmine, and he was killed. So, I mean, you might have a job that you think is maybe safe, but you were never safe, I would go out in the field without a weapon, because my weapon was an M16. How am I going to take photographs with an M16 around my neck or a notepad? And I remember going out to wherever I was, and the commander says, "Where's your weapon?" I said, "I didn't bring it, sir." And he was kind of upset. "Well, what are you supposed to do?" I said, "I'm here to take pictures and write a story about your unit, And I figured, I didn't say it to him, I said, I figured if we get into a fight, somebody's going to get shot, and I'll use his weapon if I have to.